Today, we're talking about a topic that confuses a lot of small business owners, and that is sales tax basics. If you recently started a business, an online store, started selling products, or providing services, chances are you probably have a question about sales taxes. Most business owners worry about if they're charging the right amount, following the right forms, or if they're even collecting sales taxes legally. The good news is, once you understand sales taxes a little bit more at the basic level, it becomes much easier. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Joe, a licensed, certified public accountant with over 15 years' experience in corporate and public accounting. I have an extensive background in accounting, audit, and taxes, and I'm all about helping you take control of your money by living smarter. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel and turn on all notifications. And check out the blog site where we post every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. In today's video, I'm going to explain sales tax in simple terms, discuss common mistakes small business owners make, and share tips to help you stay organized and compliant. So, let's get started. Let's start with what is sales taxes? Sales tax is a tax charged on certain products and services. Businesses collects the tax from customers and then sends it to the state government. One important thing to remember is that sales tax is not your business income. That money does not belong to your business. You are simply collecting it on behalf of the state. So think of yourself as the intermediary between the state and your customers. For example, if you sell an item for $100 and charge $6 in sales tax, the customer pays a total of $106. Your business keeps the $100 in sales, and the $6 goes to the state when you file your sales tax return. Let's get into why sales tax matters. But let's talk about why sales tax confuses many business owners. One reason sales taxes become confusing is because every state has different rules. Some states have no sales tax, think of Delaware, while others have different tax rates depending on the county or the city. For instance, here in Pennsylvania, if you live in Philadelphia, when you go to buy something that has sales tax on it, you're going to pay 6%, which is the Pennsylvania sales tax rate. And then you're also going to pay an additional 2%, which is the city of Philadelphia's sales tax rate. So you're paying 8% all total versus going to Delaware where there's no sales tax on some products. Also, some products and services are taxable while others are not. This means that there's no one size fits all answers for every business. If you sell online, things may be even more complicated because you may have sales tax responsibilities in multiple states. So, for instance, say you're a seller online for Amazon and you're based in Pennsylvania, but you're selling to a customer who may live in, let's say, New York. So, you have to charge that customer not only for the Pennsylvania sales tax, but also whatever the New York sales tax is. So now you're collecting sales tax for multiple states if you're online. Alrighty, let's talk about the permits needed in order to collect sales tax. Before collecting sales tax, you usually need to register with your state and even sometimes your local municipality and receive a sales tax permit from both the state and, depending on local laws, either city, county, or the township or municipality that you're in, sales permit as well. So that's two separate permits. This gives your business permission to legally collect sales tax from customers. Do not start charging sales tax before registering because this can create problems with your state tax agency. At the registering, the state and the local municipality will tell you how often you need to file your sales tax return. Some businesses file monthly, others quarterly, and some annually. It just depends on the local and state laws. So let's talk about understanding sales tax nexus. One of the biggest terms business owners hear is sales tax nexus. Nexus simply means a connection between your business and a state. Traditionally, nexus happened when you had a physical presence in a state, such as an office in maybe one state, a warehouse in a different state, employees who worked in multiple states, or a storefront that is not in the same state as the office, the warehouse, or where other employees, your sales office may be at. Today, with online sales, that has changed a lot. Many states now have an e-commerce nexus law. This means that if your sales exceed a certain limit in a state, you may need to collect sales tax there even without a physical location. So let's say you're an online store and you're based in New Jersey, but a majority of your clients that you're selling to are in Pennsylvania. So if your sales to your Pennsylvania customers exceed a certain amount, even though you have no physical presence in Pennsylvania, you still may need to file and collect sales taxes for the state of Pennsylvania because of you're exceeding a certain sales limit within Pennsylvania, even though you have no presence in Pennsylvania outside of your customers. This is especially important for e commerce businesses. Alrighty, let's talk about online sales and marketplace platforms. If you sell on Amazon, Etsy, Walmart Marketplace, or eBay, you may have heard that those platforms collect sales tax for you. In many cases, that is true because of the marketplace facilitator laws. However, you still may need to register in certain states or file returns reporting those marketplace sales. Never assume the marketplace handles everything automatically. Let's talk for a few moments about taxable versus non taxable sales. Most physical products are taxable, but exemptions exist depending on the state. Some states exempt groceries, medications, or certain clothing items. Services can also be taxable depending on your location. For example, consulting services may not be taxable in one state, but taxable in another. That is why checking your specific state rules is important. Alrighty, let's talk about some of the common mistakes I often see in my practice from small business owners. One major mistake I often see is forgetting to separate sales tax from business income. Another mistake is missing filing deadlines. This one is huge. Even if you collected no sales tax during the period, many states still require you to file a zero return. Another common issue is charging customers the wrong amount because rates vary by location. And remember, some places they charge not only a state sales tax, but also a local sales tax. Using and working with a CPA can help reduce these mistakes. Alrighty, let's talk about some good record keeping tips for all you small business owners out there. Good record keeping is extremely important when it comes to sales taxes. You should save invoices, receipts, exemption certificates, and sales records. Accounting softwares can make this process much easier. Many systems automatically calculate sales tax based on customer location and even generates reports for filing. Some customers, like nonprofits or resellers, may not have to pay sales taxes. However, you should always keep a valid exemption certificate on file. Without documentation, your business could end up owing the sales taxes during an audit. Let's talk about sales tax audits. A lot of business owners fear audits, but staying organized can help reduce your risk. States usually look for late filings, inconsistent numbers, or missing records that can really quickly trigger an audit from either your state or local tax agency. The more organized your business is, the easier an audit becomes. So remember, just stay organized and you'll be okay. So, what's our bottom line? Here's a few tips. Number one, register before collecting sales tax. Number two, separate sales tax funds from business income. Number three, file your sales tax on time. Number four, keep organized records. And number five, ask questions when you're unsure. Sales tax laws change often, especially for online businesses. So, in conclusion, sales taxes can feel overwhelming at first, but once you understand the basics, it becomes much easier to manage. The key is to stay organized, understanding your responsibilities, and creating a good system early. If you found this video helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and share it with another small business owner who may need help understanding sales tax basics. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video where we'll talk about how to track business expenses.